Mornings used to arrive like silk, soft light brushing lace curtains in my rented house on Juniper Lane. Jasmine tea in a chipped cup. My brush dipped in acrylic, tracing lines of strangers' faces onto canvas. Smiles of neighbors, mothers and sons, couples with wrinkled hands folded together. The world, once, was color and quiet. My daughter, Ava, would laugh through the hallways. On Sundays, she'd sit cross-legged on the rug, paint on her elbows, cereal in her lap, Miles Davis spinning in the background. She was never quiet, not even when her silence would have been easier. There was fire in her that I admired, but never fully understood. And then, one night in March, she came home different. Her backpack was clenched to her chest. Her eyes darted like prey. A scratch on her cheek. No explanation. Just the words, "I'm fine." But I wasn't. Something cracked open inside me. A premonition? Or a mother's instinct? Too late to stop what was coming. They knocked just after sunrise. I was still in pajamas. Daniel opened the door. 2 officers. Names I never remembered. One read charges. The other asked to see Ava. "Organized theft," he said.
Caught on surveillance. A liquor store. Nothing major, but serious enough.
I heard her cry before I saw her. They cuffed her. She screamed my name. I ran, barefoot, heart pounding.
"Please,
I whispered.
please don't take her."
They told me she'd be processed, not jailed. They lied. At the precinct, Ava stared past me. Her wrists were raw. Her silence louder than sirens. Weeks later, the courtroom swallowed me whole. The air was sterile. Ava stood next to a weary public defender. Her curls were gone, shaved in patches. Her beige uniform too big. Her eyes vacant. Judge Malcolm Reese read from a sheet of paper, like it was someone else's life.
17. Burglary with intent. Flight from the scene. No plea. No remorse. Tried as an adult.
I stood. My voice cracked before it left my lips.
"She's never been in trouble. Please, she's a good girl."
He didn't look at me. He snapped.
This is not a forum for emotion.
Then the gavel.
6 years. Just like that.
My daughter collapsed inward. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. Only felt the soundless crumbling of a world I had built. A week later, an envelope arrived. Judicial review, it read. No lawyer, no explanation, just a date, a time. A room on the 3rd floor was silent, polished wood, no windows. Judge Reese sat behind a desk, alone.
I've reviewed your daughter's case. There's room for reconsideration, with certain gestures. Gestures? Symbolic sacrifice.
He replied, eyes flicking to my hair.
If you shaved your head, showed remorse, appeared bald in court, I might consider early release.
My heart pounded in my throat.
I'm not the one on trial.
You're her mother, he said. What is your dignity worth?
I left in silence. But I already knew my answer. That night, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror. My fingers hovered over the scissors. My hair had always been Ava's favorite. She called it midnight rope. She would braid it when she was little, laughed when it tangled. Daniel knocked softly.
You don't have to do this,
He said. But I did. I cut slowly, first behind my ear, then again, and again. Chunks fell to the sink. Black, thick, familiar. Then the clippers. The vibration echoed through my skull. Cold steel, raw skin. Tears came, but I didn't stop. I held a fistful of hair to my chest when it was done.
This is for you.
I whispered. The next morning, I wore a black dress. No earrings, no makeup. My scalp burned where it had been scraped raw. I walked past the courthouse steps, past people staring, whispering. I kept my eyes forward. Reese's private chamber was down a side hall, his name etched in frosted glass. I knocked. He looked up, nodded.
The review has been postponed 1 year.
He said. I stared.
What?
Terms have changed. You must remain bald until she's released. If I see even a shadow of regrowth, I'll add 4 years to her sentence.
I didn't speak. I only nodded. 3 days later, another envelope. A fine. $2,048. Daniels. Missed paperwork. Overdue fees. Interest tripled. Police came again. Daniel was taken in handcuffs, in slippers, in front of neighbors. He didn't look back. I sat on the floor for hours. I don't remember if I cried. Weeks passed. I returned to Reese. My wrists trembled. He smiled faintly. He said,
There is one more condition.
What?
Divorce him.
My mouth dried up.
If you do, I can classify you as a separate legal entity. Push for review. Expedite her case.
You want me to destroy my family?
I want you to save your daughter.
1 week later, the divorce was final. 2 days after that, I stood beside Reese in a silent civil ceremony. No guests, no music, just a legal form, a cold kiss on my cheek, and the scratch of a pen. He moved me into his estate. Each morning, he shaved my head in the guest bathroom. Slow, deliberate. His hand lingered too long on my crown.
Don't forget,
He would whisper.
you belong to me now.
All my art supplies were taken. No paints, no brushes, not even pencils. He let me tend the ivy in the garden. I whispered to it when no one watched. Daniel came back, but not as my husband. He was hired as night security. They didn't tell him. He saw me in the garden, bald, pale, silent. Reese kissed my temple. I didn't move. Daniel disappeared behind the shed. I never saw him cry before. He stayed on. I don't know why. Guilt, maybe? Or hope? He left notes sometimes, in books, slipped under flower pots. I never answered. I kept a secret calendar. Every day, I drew a red X. One more day bald, one more day silent. I sketched Ava's face in hidden corners, in the margins of cookbooks, on the backs of receipts. Ava with no hair. Ava with my eyes. Ava fading. Reese found one once. He ripped it in half, dropped it on the kitchen floor. I taped it back together later. Alone. At night, I imagined Ava in a cold bed. Blankets too thin, walls too close. I imagined she hated me, or worse, forgot me. But every sunset, I whispered into the ivy.
I'm still here.
Ava never wrote back. The silence became a second skin. No calls, no letters, no permission to visit. I imagined her voice changing, her shoulders stiffening, her hair growing back without me to see it. The girl I'd nursed, painted beside, danced with in the living room, now reduced to grainy photos in my head. Was she safe? Was she still kind? Did she still hum jazz under her breath when nervous? I didn't know. One day, Reese said nothing, just nodded toward the clippers on the sink. I sat. He shaved slowly, as always, but something in me snapped. I looked in the mirror and saw someone I didn't recognize. Not a mother, not a wife, not even a woman, just absence. I closed my eyes and saw Ava laughing, not as she is now, but as she was, when her hands were covered in paint, when she trusted me, when I still believed I could protect her. And I realized I had saved her body, but I had lost her